Donald Trump and his administration have so many constant scandals, you would think they were a tabloid magazine. But now, Donald Trump's Texas flood scandal just got even worse. That's right, I'm not kidding. Donald Trump has been nothing short of a total disaster, and the Texas flood has been a complete and total tragedy. So much so that now even some of the rescuers have been shocked by the death toll.
Right, what a stunning jump from 18 to over 170 missing in hard-hit Kerr County alone. It came, Aaron, as a shock to the volunteers who were working here. They found out from me because they've been putting in grueling hours attempting to find these missing people. And in fact, right behind me, you can see that they're still working under this blaring sun. They're attempting, there's a vehicle, they tell me, underneath of this lake that they're attempting to pump all the water out and make sure that there isn't a missing one right there where we're looking at.
Now, mind you, Ted Cruz, the senator of Texas, has been in a lot of hot water because he was on vacation when this massive flood struck his very own state. It's not that surprising because Ted Cruz is a complete and total sleazebag, and his yes men don't make it any better.
I don't understand the lack of compassion, the heartlessness, the lack of any kind of dignity, love, thoughts, prayers, a dollar, lend a hand, donate something, contribute, show up and help from your colleagues on the other side of the aisle. Yes, you're on vacation with your family. Good for you, because you worked tirelessly for weeks, if not months, on that big, beautiful bill. And not a single one of the same Democrats now attacking you and President Trump dared vote for that bill that would help. And so the lies have to stop, but the sheer lack of compassion and heartlessness is something I just cannot abide, acknowledge, and accept.
Yeah, no. Ted Cruz is actually directly responsible for what happened in Texas. The last thing he deserves is a vacation. That's right, Ted Cruz stripped weather forecasting funds from Trump's mega bill. Cruz inserted language into the Republicans' big, beautiful reconciliation bill prior to its signing by Donald Trump on Friday that eliminates a $150 million fund to, quote, accelerate advances and improvements in research, observation systems, modeling, forecasting, assessments, and information to the public around weather forecasting. So Ted Cruz was so busy on his pathetic little vacation, he didn't even stop and realize how his disastrous decisions have literally cost people their lives. But the nightmare is not over for Donald Trump. That's right, our top story today, Donald Trump's Texas flood scandal just got a whole lot worse. Take a look.
So according to 4 officials inside FEMA, that federal response may not have been as fast as it might have been. They say that a new rule that any expenditure over $100,000 needed sign-off from Secretary Noem slowed the federal response. These sources tell us that FEMA's deployment of urban search and rescue teams, which are typically deployed in anticipation they might be needed, instead was delayed until Monday, 3 days after the flood. Now, a source also tells us that a request Texas made for FEMA aerial imagery to aid in the search was also delayed, waiting for Secretary Noem's approval. Now, additionally, multiple FEMA officials say that they were taken aback by the agency's relatively limited response in the immediate aftermath of the disaster. CNN has reached out to FEMA for comment. So far, no reply from the agency. However, a DHS spokeswoman more generally told CNN that FEMA is, in her words, quote, shifting from bloated DC-centric dead weight to a lean, deployable disaster force that empowers state actors to provide relief for their citizens.
Okay, well, that's great. So while Ted Cruz was vacationing, Kristi Noem was doing what? Another photo op, maybe? Either way, this is disgraceful. And if Kristi Noem actually had even a shred of humanity left inside of her body, she would be lying awake, losing sleep at night over the fact that she cost people their lives. But we all know Trump and Kristi Noem, they have no feelings, they have no empathy. All they care about is power and control, and it's all they'll continue pursuing, regardless of how many lives are lost.